We'd now like to invite Mr. Satya Tripathi, Secretary General of Global Alliance for a Sustainable Planet, who is also the former Assistant Secretary General of UNEP, United Nations Environment Programme, to address our audience as we proceed to the launch of our program. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. And I'm delighted to be here today, not just for the fact that this is a great new beginning for the India Model United Nations, but for the promise it holds for the youth of India. And that's what gets me very excited. And congratulations to the organizers for getting this together, because even at the best of times, it is not an easy thing to bring together hundreds and thousands of young people around a common idea that is so important for humanity and the future of our planet. But these are COVID times, so extraordinary efforts are needed to even achieve minimal results. And from what I know and what I see, this is an extraordinary gathering of young minds. So congratulations to the organizers and also to the audience for being here today and along this journey in the months and years ahead. Now, I would like to put in perspective why this is so important, as I mentioned. I mean, you could easily dismiss it by saying, hey, this is also a gathering of young people who will put their thoughts together, and then what? And that is the context in which I want to frame my statement today. And the context is this, that the world is literally falling apart in every which way you can imagine. It is falling apart. If you start with the west coast of the United States, they lost more than 5 million acres of fertile landscapes and forest habitats to forest fires last year and also this year. So it's kind of becoming a regular story now. In any other time, 5 million acres being burned down would be an extraordinary story, perhaps worth mentioning once every 100 years, but not so anymore. Floods in India itself, or in different parts of the world, the kind of floods that Europe saw this year was extraordinary in every possible shape or form. The bushfires in Australia, the forest fires in Indonesia that a few years ago burned down 6 million acres of forest habitats, and that was even worse because they were peatland, which holds methane, which, depending on its intensity and density, could hold as much as 80 times CO2 equivalent per square feet. And so the problem continues to get worse and worse and worse, while we, the people that are supposed to be doing things and making a difference, continue to talk. And then that's where the challenge is, and that's why I so much admire the Greta Thunbergs of the world and the youth activists here in India itself, because you say it like it is. You frame it like it is, and you're not afraid of speaking your mind, which is a bit missing, and a bit missing is an understatement in the diplomatic conversations that guide the future of our planet and indeed that of humanity. The two things that are very important to keep in mind, the first is that, of course, the conspiracy of silence. We hardly talk about it at our homes, around our dinner tables, around our communities, around our chopals, as to what really is happening with the planet and why it is important for each one of us to act. I mean, that's the most important thing. And the second thing is, of course, for each one of us to search within ourselves and find the best of us, because the best is within, and the most creative, the most imaginative part of us, and draw deep into those reserves and see what we as individuals can do in our immediate surroundings, and what India Model UN is, or Buzzer North and other programs are doing around the world, around India in particular, are shining examples of what you can do when you set your mind to something and step out of your comfort zone and achieve something meaningful with your ideas, but more importantly, with your life. And that's what I sincerely hope IndiaMUN is going to ignite, to fire up young minds, not just to have a great debate, I'm sure they will, and that is extremely important, but take the debate beyond this fora and do something meaningful with the ideas that are presented during the debates. There will be various rounds of debates, and I'm sure there will be a lot of winners coming up, and they will deserve all our credit. But those that will actually take these ideas beyond the framework of this conversation and do something with it, stand up for their rights, fight for it, because our lives depend on it. A problem brought forward by 8 billion people, some small contributors, some huge contributors. Let us not forget the equity aspect here, because if you are worried about the challenges for India, India has contributed very little to the problem, actually. And then compared to its population, it has contributed almost nothing to the problem. And then that's also to be kept in mind when we say that it is everybody's problem. While that is true, it is everybody's problem. Now, everybody didn't contribute to this problem. And with that in mind, but when there's a flood, maybe somebody didn't do what is right. Somebody blocked the water drainage, and then there is a flood. We can fix responsibility for that person who did that and brought about this danger to the community, just as an example. But when there is a flood, we should all work as a community of humans and save everybody we can. And if that's the point of time where we are at now, and I sincerely hope that we all will find imaginative ideas and solutions that we can actually deploy within our own homes, within our own communities, within our own states and the country as a whole, to achieve meaningful results. And India has been mentioned adorably in the past as a Vishwaguru. But you can't be a Vishwaguru without presenting the kind of mirror that the world needs to see, not in terms of a blame game, but more in terms of action. And that is what I sincerely hope all of you that are here today and will be joining in the months and years to come will draw inspiration from, and use the best of your abilities and imagination to do what others think are impossible, but we will make it possible. Thank you.